What I would really like people to be clear about, because it's only become clear to me in the last week, is the stage of the process that we're at. Essentially, we're looking at two development proposals. The first one is the residential development. Now, this is being promoted by the New South Wales State Government Department, the LPMA. That's the Land and Property Management Authority. That's the old Lands Department. So the Minister for that department is Tony Kelly. Now, after we make our submissions on their concept plan, they will then tender for a developer to run through the development application process. Now, if that's approved, the land will then be sold outright and the LPMA will receive the proceeds of the sale of this land. Right. Now, I don't have a value for that land, but if we conservatively valued each block of land at $100,000,
oh, and then some.
for every $100,000 on that block, essentially it's $4 million. If they get $200,000 for each block, it's $8 million. So a lot of money at stake there. Now, the Caravan Park proposal is being promoted by the Tweed Coast Holiday Park Reserve Trust. Now, that's a business arm of the Tweed Shire Council, and they're a commercial organisation. Now, after we make our submissions with regards to their concept plan, they will then determine if they want to go ahead and put in a development application. Now, if that's approved, they would then lease the Crown land on the east side of Coast Road from the state government, and any profits from the Caravan Park would then be paid to the Tweed Shire Council. So at the moment, all we have before us is two developer proposals. So the feedback we provide at this stage of the process is only going to be assessed by the developers, not by government policymakers. Now, we invited the developers along to this meeting tonight to hear your feedback directly, but they've said it's not part of their communication strategy. In their business plan, they have listed threats to their proposal getting up as environmental constraints and community opposition. To the developers, any local community opposition is just a problem to be dealt with. The developer of the Caravan Park site is the Reserve Trust. Now, the chair of this trust, which I've identified as the developer, is Mr. Kevin Skinner, who is also the mayor of the Tweed Shire. Now, all the other councillors of the Tweed Shire are trustees of the Reserve Trust. And the meetings of the trust are a who's who of council department heads, including the General Manager, Mike Rayner. So when you're looking at the Q&A section on the LPMA website, I'd like you to keep in mind that what you're reading is a developer concept plan. You're only getting one side of the story, the side that they want you to hear. And that goes to your question, sir. Now, for example, for the people who haven't read the Q&A, I'll just pull out a couple of interesting points. With regards to the Caravan Park, question 1, are there detailed plans for the holiday park that can be viewed? Their answer, no. Well, we've shown you tonight what the detailed plans look like, and it's no wonder that they didn't want us to see them. Question 3 regarding the Caravan Park, why are we seeing this proposal again? Their answer, is it a holiday park is a permissible use under the local environment plan? What they're not telling us is that there are many other alternatives that are permissible uses for that land. Question 7, what about the environmental significance of this part of the coastline? Their answer is that an environmental assessment has been undertaken and has identified that the existing land has been substantially modified by previous land uses. The southern part of the holiday park was found to be heavily degraded from previous mining activity and misuse, harbouring a large infestation of weeds and rubbish. There is no significant plant or wildlife species Therefore, further development of the site will not result in the destruction of any significant, healthy or protected ecological communities.
Wrong. Totally wrong.
As we heard earlier, this is simply not true, but it serves the purposes of the developers. And what makes it worse is that this environmental information that they're using came from an assessment done in 2002. As you know, that was before the primary school was even in place. It goes on. The dumping of broken down cars and rubbish, including washing machines, is observable. People also start fires in the area. An unauthorised dirt bike track and uncontrolled access to the beach has been established. And this is a direct quote. The proposed developments will protect the area from this type of abuse. And still, after all that detail, there is still no mention that the Caravan Park site is right next to the sewage treatment plant. So like I say, they're only telling us what they want us to hear.
You'll take questions at that stage because I'm ready to wrap up.
Thank you, Ash.
In conclusion, I'd again like to leave everyone with a very clear understanding of where we are at the moment. I'd like to use the example that we're probably all familiar with, and that's to use an analogy that of Stockwell's, who you may or may not know is the company who are the developers of the Woolworth site in the village, Stockwell's Developments. Using that as an example, at the moment with these two proposals, we're at the stage where Stockwell's, as the developer, have come to us as a community and said, hey guys, we want to build a shopping centre in your village. Here is our concept plan. Tell us what you think. We would then give them our feedback. They would then go away and put in a development application that addressed our concerns to make it easier to go through. But at the end of it, we'd still end up with a shopping centre. So with regards to this, we have an opportunity to step outside of this process and get together as a community and start positive work to determine what we want, and then for us as a community to go back to the New South Wales State Government and discuss our proposals, not the developers' proposals. So from here, we need to act. The first thing I'd suggest you do is get more information on the Residents Association website. That's cabaritabeach.org. So it's cabaritabeach.org. And then make a submission. There's links there. There's links on that website to make a submission by email, or there'll also be postal addresses given out as you leave tonight. Now, just to recap, the main concerns of the Residents Association are 5 things. Number 1, the financial viability of the proposals. Number 2 is the unstated impact that this will have on the local economy. Number 3 are the social issues and the costs that we'll pay as a community. Number 4 is the environmental issues. And number 5 is the process itself. Further to that, I'd also encourage you to attend the Dunecare walking tour at 10 a.m. this Saturday, leaving from the car park at Norwich Headland. And that's essentially to walk the boundary of the caravan park so you can see this for yourself and make up your own mind. Further to that, come along to the next Residents Association meeting here on the 14th of February and bring along your ideas to help us keep Cabba special. Thank you.